Hello and welcome to Better with Art. I'm Melinda and I'm here to encourage you to reclaim your creativity and establish a healthy habit of creative self-care with one small art prompt each week that can be done in an art journal or on paper if you don't have one. Check the link in the description for my recommendation if you're looking for an art journal. I started this video several times and ended up coming back to an Andrea Nelson reel and what might be the easiest animal to paint. We are back to one of my favorites, watercolor blobs. We're going to play with them a little and create the easiest animal to draw, perhaps. Well, that one got a little spiky on the edge, and that's okay. Choose a few colors, paint some blobs. As Andrea does, you can drop a second color into your blobs because it is fun to watch how they blend together. I started making a blend over here and then got distracted. This one's rather watery. So let's add something more vivid. Of course, I've went kind of monochromatic. Oh, that's kind of cool. Sort of a peachy pinky color going, and those are some fun red designs. So put some blobs on your paper. And we are going to have to let them dry or make them dry. As Lacey of Rebel Unicorn Crafts says, with a heat tool or hair dryer. I do not have the first, but I do have the latter. But for now, I am going to have fun making blobs and making them blobbier? I don't know. Playing with watercolor because it is very relaxing and therapeutic. Blobs are getting a little big. That's okay. That's pretty. Let's spread you out. You are very yellow. That reminds me, do you remember if we want to tone down a color, how we can mute it with its complement? So yellow and purple blended together tone each other down. Of course, in the Crayola set, the purple is a rather violent purple. Look at that. That's gorgeous. And yes, I am using my Crayola set of 8 because if you've been around a while, you know that I love watercolor blobs. And I try to use materials that are inexpensive and easy to acquire for my Better with Art videos, because reclaiming your creativity doesn't need to cost a lot of money. I do understand that art supplies cost money, which is why it's even more important that when you are getting back into an art practice or investigating one because you're drawn to it but don't have experience with it, especially if finances are tight, it's not a great time to spend a lot of money on higher end art supplies. Get a feel for what you enjoy, what you'd like to learn more, and then start investing more. That is a lot of different color going on. So maybe you also saw the recent Andrea Nelson reel of what may be the simplest animal to paint. If not, I'll give you a hint. These are shells. And the bodies are easy because, well, they have no bones. We are making unique snails. Don't have a lot of room left. I seem to be leaning toward the green here. What do I want next? I've got some reddish and orange and, well, nothing really stayed very yellow. So let's get a little more yellow on the brush and maybe brighten it up or Add some interest with some orange. I love this blob here of the yellow and the orange mixing together. Let's throw in a little red with not too much water. So yes, have some fun. If I had a third one there, he's going to look like he has a weird and angry face. Have some fun, make some blobs. Mine are vibrant. Be as colorful or as muted as you'd like. Remember, if you want to mute your very bright Crayola Basic 8 blend complements. This is orangish, so if we add a little blue, that one leaned more to the yellow, so we have a green. So to further illustrate the point, we will add some of the complement of green, which is red. And look at that. I say that is a very fun color. When I first saw what Andrea Nelson was doing with the snails, for some reason her blobs were reminding me of turtles. So it crossed my mind to try turtles, but yeah, my brain was just too tired. So we'll go with the snails. As I said, after you have your fun blobs, you have experimented and played with your watercolors, let things dry or make things dry. Making them dry did funny things to my colors, but that's okay. And you know what? This guy up here in particular looks like a turtle. So I'm going to do turtles. You are free to make your blobs anything you would like. I think I neglected to mention that this shell looks particularly like a turtle upside down. But I don't want him to look like he's in peril. He's just being silly. You know what? This one kind of does remind me more of a snail. So if you're interested in a snail and you're wondering how maybe you should do a snail, although that part does look like a turtle shell. Anyway, as I was saying earlier, and as Andrea Nelson said, snails have no bones, so they can look however you would like them to, except that came out wrong. Okay, you might not want to make yours look quite like that. However, we can save it with the eyes. We'll have him looking over this way. Because he's probably wondering if these are all turtles, why he's the only snail. Let's see, can I make this snail, this turtle, snails? Apparently it's just interchangeable for me today. And yeah, my turtles are going to be different. Apparently they're doing lots of gymnastics too, because I have turtles upside down. This one you're looking at from the top. This one is a snail from the side. So, you know what? The blobs were really relaxing. The turtles are turning out to be a little more frustrating than I wanted, which is why I was thinking not turtles, but then snails seem to be overwhelming too. So you know what? If you want to make your blobs into turtles, or you want to make your blobs into snails, or you just want to make more blobs, you do whatever works for you. This one looks like a fish. I may need a nap. In the meantime, I am glad you are here, and that means you are at least thinking about taking the time to practice some creative self-care with art making. It's not a waste of time. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to get myself... You know what? He's going to be kind of standing on his head. How's that? Okay, yeah, the turtle part is kind of a train wreck, but that's okay. I'm enjoying myself, I think. I really liked painting the blobs. So, as I finish up my turtles, I will again say I'm glad you're here. And I'm glad you are thinking about art making. As I said, it's not a waste of time. See, part of my problem is when I go to draw heads, they look like funny turtle feet. But we're going to dial that one back and just make him a contortionist turtle. I don't. Okay, Melinda. Wow. So, if you plan on doing some creative self-care art making this week, give me a like. I have been appreciating some very kind comments lately, and it is so exciting for me when people let me know that I have inspired them to make some art, because that's why I'm here. Deciding in 2022 with the 100-day project to make my own art journal, my first art journal, when I had no idea what an art journal is, was transformative for me. And that's why I did the 52-week art journal journey on YouTube, and why I have continued with Better with Art. Let's see, this little guy can just be peeking out here. This little friend is encouraging him to come out. What do you think? Okay, that's really getting lost there, and now I've overdone my lines, so let's see. Okay, that didn't make things better. Oh dear. Before I dig my hole any deeper, yeah. I'm here to encourage you to make art. And I also decided to participate in the 100-day project again this year, which, that's a lot. So as well as my weekly prompt video, I have a daily short or reel, depending on the platform, where I show a type of collage paper I'm making that day, with a longer Wednesday video to give more details on how I made it. So that's a lot of art making, which is awesome, but a lot of video making, which is, I'm glad I'm here, and I'm glad you're watching me make a travesty of turtles. So, if you're going to make some art, or if this has inspired you to make your own turtles or snails or watercolor blobs of some type, even if it's just to say, wow, I can do better than that. Subscribe so you don't miss any of my prompts. And if you are interested in my collage papers, I am making 100 collage papers for the 100-day project. Let's see, today is day 8. Yes, today is day 8. Started last Sunday. I'm having fun. My turtles might be having fun. They might be terrified. Have fun. Make art.